Hello friends, welcome in our 7th lecture. In the previous lecture we discussed the structural effect. Now in the today's lecture we will going to discuss the structure and the shape of organic molecule. So the content of the today's lecture is concept of hybridization, types of hybridization, advantages of hybridization, bond energy, bond length and bond angle. So all these points we will discuss in the today's lecture. So we start with our first, that is the hybridization concept. So hybridization, it is nothing but by using this hybridization we can determine the structure as well as shape of organic molecule. So what is this hybridization? It is the process of mixing and recasting of atomic orbitals, or we say that redistribution of atomic orbitals of different energy in an isolated atom to form a new set of equal energies is called hybridization. A new orbitals which are formed, that orbitals are called hybrid orbitals. And that hybrid orbitals have maximum symmetry and definite shape. Okay. In this hybridization, the orbitals are involved. There are different types of orbitals are there, s, p, d, f. So s orbital is having a spherical shape while p orbital is having a dumbbell shape. Okay, again I repeat the definition of hybridization. It is the process of mixing and recasting of atomic orbital of different energies in an isolated atom to form a new set of equal energies is called a hybridization. Then we see the types of hybridization. So in our syllabus, the hybridization using only s and p orbitals are there. So we will discuss only those which containing s and p orbitals. The first is sp3 hybridization, second one sp2 hybridization, and third, that is sp hybridization. The types of hybridization of the central atom, it depends upon the nature and the number of orbitals such as sp,d,f. They take part in this hybridization process. Okay. So we start with the first, that is sp3 hybridization. The meaning of this sp3, it is nothing but 1s and 3p orbitals are mixed together and they form sp3 hybridization. So we will discuss here. It is also called a tetrahedral hybridization because the geometry which is obtained by using this hybridization is a tetrahedral. Hence it is called a tetrahedral hybridization. For that we consider the example formation of a methane molecule. The formula for methane is CH4. Okay. The central atom in the methane is carbon. So its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. 6 is the atomic number of this carbon atom. 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. How the electrons are filled in the orbitals, that you have already seen this part in 12th standard by Pauli's exclusion principle, Hund's rule. You already seen this part in the 11th 12th standard. Okay. So C carbon atom in the ground state. 1s contain 2 electron, 2s contain 2 electron, and this 2p contain 2 electron. This is the ground state of the carbon atom. Then in the excited state, when the energy is provided, this 2s electron, it is shifted into this empty orbital. This is pz orbital, right? So this 2s electron shifted into the pz orbital and it look like this. 2s contain 1 electron and 2p contain 3 electrons. Okay, so total 4 electrons. So 1s and 3p orbitals, they form 4 sp3 hybridized orbitals. Okay, this is the sp3 hybridization. Then diagrammatic representation of this sp3 hybridization is, this is 2s. S orbital is having a spherical shape 2p orbital is having dumbbell shape. This is the dumbbell shape. Okay, they undergoes hybridization, hybridize to form a 4 sp3 orbitals. They look like this. Okay, this is the tetrahedral geometry. This is the structure of methane molecule. Here, sorry, here 4 sp3 hybrid orbital. So this is the first sp3 hybrid orbital overlap with the 1s orbital of the hydrogen and they form a sigma bond. Similarly, the second sp3 hybrid orbital overlap with the 1s orbital of this hydrogen, they form a sigma bond. Same way here also the formation of a sigma bond and we get this tetrahedral geometry. And the angle between these two bonded atoms are 109.5. Okay, so here the explanation of this figure is given. 1 2s orbital, this one, and 3 2p orbitals, these 3 2p are mixed together and form a equivalent sp3 hybrid orbitals which is similar to the regular tetrahedron and the angle between is 109.5. Okay, so this is about the sp3 hybridization of a methane molecule. Then ethane also shows the sp3 hybridization. So ethane, it is nothing but C2H6 formula. Again central atom is carbon. Okay, so each atom, each carbon atom is having 4 sp3 hybrid orbital. 1 2 3 4. So one sp3 hybrid orbital of each carbon overlap coaxially and they form a strong sigma bond. Okay, and the 1 sp3 hybrid orbital, this one, overlap with the 1s orbital of hydrogen, they form a sigma bond. Okay, same way here also the formation of sigma bond and this is the structural molecular orbital picture of the ethane molecule. Here the angle of this tetrahedral molecule, it is 109.28 and the bond length, it is 1.54 angstrom or 154 picometer. Okay, then we see the sp2 hybridization. sp2 means 1s and 2p orbitals are mixed together and they form sp2 hybridization. It is also called a trigonal hybridization. So for that we consider the example ethylene molecule. Again it is having a central atom carbon. This is the atomic number 1s2, 2s2, 2p2 is the electronic configuration of carbon. Then in the ground state of this carbon, electronic configuration of carbon in the ground state is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2. So px and py contain this half-filled electron. Okay. In the excited state, what happened? This 2s electron shifted into the pz orbital. Okay. But our hybridization is sp2. So 1s and 2p. So they form a 3 sp2 hybrid orbital. And one unhybridized orbital remain present here. Okay. Then we see the picture of this ethylene molecule. Here, this pz orbital, which is unhybridized, of one carbon atom and pz electron in the another carbon atom, they overlap laterally or sidewise overlap and they form a pi bond. While the remaining sp2 orbitals, they overlap coaxially and it form a sigma bond. Here they overlap coaxially with the 1s orbital of hydrogen and they form a sigma bond. Here also the formation of sigma bond. So sigma bond, sigma, here also sigma, sigma bonds are formed. This one is a pi bond and this one is a sigma bond. So the angle in this ethylene molecule is 120 degree. Okay. So this is the formation of a ethylene molecule. Then the last hybridization, that is sp hybridization. Again sp means one s and one p. They mix together and they form sp hybridization. It is also called a diagonal hybridization. So for that we consider the example acetylene molecule. The formula for acetylene is C2H2. Okay. Again the central atom is carbon. Electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. Again the electronic configuration of carbon atom in the ground state 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2. In the px and py the two half filled electrons are present. Okay. In the excited state this 2s electron shifted into the pz, but the hybridization is sp. So one s and one p, they form two sp hybridized orbitals and two unhybridized orbitals are remain present. Okay. So what happened here? We see the structural representation. The pz and py contain unhybridized orbital. So they overlap laterally or sidewise overlap and they form a pi bond. What they form? They form a pi bond here, and one sp hybrid orbital of each carbon atom coaxial overlap and form a sigma bond, while the 1sp hybrid orbital overlap with the 1s orbital of hydrogen, it form a sigma bond. Okay, so this is the representation and the angle is 180 degree. Okay, here also the representation is given. So this is the acetylene molecule. It shows sp hybridization. Then advantages of this hybridization. It explains the strength of the bond. Which bonds are present in previous example? Sigma and pi bond. So it explains the strength of the sigma and pi bond. It explains the observed valency of the element. Then it predicts the geometry of the molecule. It predicts the bond angle of the molecules. Okay, so these are the advantages of this hybridization. Then the next concept is the bond length. Bond length, it is the distance between two nuclei of the bonded atom, is called as a bond length. It is expressed in angstrom unit. Angstrom means 1 angstrom is equal to 10 raised to minus 8 centimeter. So here examples are given. These are the halogens. We know that fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, these are the halogens. And from top to bottom, the size increases, right? So iodine has a larger size than the chlorine. As the size is more, the distance from the bonded atoms are more. Hence the bond length is also more. So it is 2.14 angstrom. Okay. Here the hybridization is given. Carbon-carbon single bond shows the sp hybridization. Carbon-carbon double bond shows the sp2 hybridization, and triple bond shows sp hybridization. So the bond lengths are given. These are the bond length. Okay. So this chart shows the bond length. In next, bond angle. The angle between adjacent bond on an atom is called a bond angle. It is determined by the types of hybridization involved. So sp3 109.5, in sp that is 120, and in sp hybridization it is 180. sp2 contain 120. Okay, so this is the chart which shows the bond angle of the compounds. Here tetrahedral geometry of methane. This is the structure of methane 109.5. It shows sp3 hybridization. Here CH3Cl, it shows this bond angle. Then water molecule 104.5. Ammonia molecule, it is 107.1 degree. So these are the different examples of the bond angle. And the last, that is bond energy. Sorry. The energy required to break a bond into its constituent radical is called the bond energy, and this is depends on the nature of atom as well as their hybridization, multiplicity of the bond, whether it is single, double or triple bond, environment of the bond in the molecule. So all these factors shows the bond energy, affect on the bond energy. Okay, so here the example is given, hydrogen hydrogen, for breaking this bond how much energy is required? 104 kilocalorie per mole, while fluorine fluorine bond breaking required 38 kilocalorie per mole and chlorine 58 kilocalorie per mole. This is the correlation between bond angle, bond length and bond energy. By observing this chart, what we conclude here, the bond energy is more, right? So what we say here, as the bond energy increases, bond length decreases. Bond energy increases, the bond length decreases. In short, the bonding electrons are tightly held by the nuclei of the bonded atom. Therefore, carbon-carbon double bond and carbon-carbon single bond are stronger than the carbon-carbon single bond. These two bonds are stronger than the carbon-carbon single bond. Hence, more energy required to break these bonds than the carbon-carbon single bond. Okay, hence here the energy is less and here the energy is more. Okay, so this is the correlation between bond angle, bond length and bond energy. Okay, so in the today's lecture we discussed the hybridization concept, types of hybridization, bond energy, bond angle, bond length, all these concepts we discuss in the today's lecture. In the next lecture we see the remaining part of this unit. Okay, thank you.